my fellow archaeologists. As a young boy, I dreamed of being an artifact. But tonight, I say we must dig forward, not backwards. Look upwards, not forwards. While always twirling towards financial freedom. Yeah. La Chimera is an Italian movie from Neon Studios and writer-director Alice Rohrmacher. If I get any of these names even remotely close, I'll be absolutely happy. You can check out our IMDb page for the full list of her work. This has gotten a whole lot of attention from film festivals and limited theatrical releases, and thankfully, this is playing somewhere in my area. I only had to drive 25 miles through some bad traffic to get there. And now, let's talk about La Chimera. But first, I need to mention the two collaborating writers. We had Carmela Cavino and Marco Patinello. Again, I hope I'm getting these names correct. So this focuses on a man named Arthur. Not Arthur of Arthur and the Invisibles fame, but a man that is played by Josh O'Connor, who is a very conflicted individual. He has a bit of a sordid past. He lives his life and just really wants to be left alone. Even though he has friends, he's suffered some loss. I mean, he misses his long-lost love, basically, shall we say. We find this out in flashbacks, and while he knows people and he appreciates people and he does love the people that care about him, he's very, very distant. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. He wants to be left all alone in the weeds, except he's kind of living in a makeshift shack. And since it's set in Italy, get ready to read a lot of subtitles because this is a beefy 131-minute movie. There's a little bit of English, but get ready, sink your teeth into it. I think that's what the phrase is. And let's talk about the rest of this. So Arthur basically is the main character of this. I do want to shout out some of the other characters before I get into more of the plot. You have Italia. Long Live Italia was a running gag during this. Carol Durant. My God, she's gorgeous. Absolutely fucking captivating. I need to check out more of her stuff. She's kind of a pseudo love interest and also has her own, background here. And there's a character, Piero Bisanezzo, Nemo Lato. Sounds like some kind of Italian creamer. And Isabella Rossellini is in this as well, after being the narrator in Problemista. Here we go again, my. And we see a great movie. So, speaking of great movies, Neon Studios knows all about making great movies. Sure, some of them have been misfires, but you're going to have that when you are a beefier version of an independent studio. And after getting so much attention, I decided to, basically plunk down some money, go to local AMC theater, local as in that's the closest one to me, and give it a shot. So, let's start with the positives. Josh O'Connor is tremendous in this. A very, very layered performance as Arthur. And I'm not saying the man's perfect. I'm not saying the man hasn't had a whole lot of issues. But man, this guy, this guy has a lot of stuff that, he really deep-seated emotional issues and stuff like that. But also, you can see why he's the way he is. And also, some of his friends are kind of dickish. This is very much an Italian production, though. There are some things I think that would play out better in Italy and for those that really appreciate Italian movies. And even though I appreciate some of them, there were a few things that kind of made me scratch my head. The sped-up running away scenes were a little bit odd. I think that goes back to Fellini and other Italian directors. But as far as the other characters, they populate Arthur's group with enough characters that you can appreciate the fact that some of them are probably just out for themselves, and some of them just maybe see Arthur as being really, really good. And some might interpret this as Arthur being used by those around him because he has a certain gift. He has a certain gift for the Chimera. He can find, tombs. He can find, ancient artifacts, a whole bunch of stuff in the ground, using a divining rod and stuff like that. And from there, we have a movie that is a mixture of drama, of romance, of comedy, some that hits, some that doesn't, and some period piece. And quite a bit of this is actually obtuse. According to descriptions, it takes place in the 1980s, but to be perfectly honest, you could be jumping around here and suddenly be in the 2040. I mean, it's like really the way they do it, they actually make it, pretty good as far as, this is a timeless movie as far as the time period. And I did enjoy the fact that there were some good characters. It did jump around a little bit, though. I did like the build between Arthur and Italia, who, again, Carol is absolutely captivatingly gorgeous. Good grief. Lush cinematography, some interesting camera work. I did like how digging up these artifacts would lead to certain consequences. There's also, a bit of an evil, I guess, arts dealer, so to speak, or very greedy arts dealer, Spartaco, who is the sister of Alice. She's Alba, and she's cute. She's really cute, and actually she does a good job here in a limited role, but she's shown that she's pretty good acting. I need to check out more stuff that these people have been in. And Josh O'Connor's a name that rings a bell, but I'm trying to think about what I've seen him in. It's just pretty good. It's pretty good overall, but the overriding thing is him missing his lost love and not being able to come to grips with it. Like, you can't always look backwards and look at what you had. If you can no longer have it, you have to appreciate what you have in front of you. And that's what I got from it. Now, again, there are some things that are left open to interpretation. Some things are obtuse. Some of it is simplified. Some of it is just weird. But it does mostly work. Is it the absolute best movie of the year? No. Is it, something that is well worth watching? Yeah, you could probably wait to watch this on streaming. Maybe, take some notes, figure some stuff out, try to interpret, maybe check out interviews with people, and if you can figure out, Italian, you probably can understand more of what it is. But a lot of it is left open to interpretation, and has an ending that really did stick with me. So I really did enjoy this. I recommend checking out La Chimera. Again, I have some issues. Some stuff doesn't translate well to me as far as the comedy and other stuff like that. But the kinship among some people is good. And the fact that Isabella Rossellini plays a really, really good bitch in this. A really, really good bitch in this. But yeah, pretty well worth checking out. I'm going to get into spoilers just so you know, but that's your warning. Josh O'Connor, tremendous performance, and Carol, good as well. So that's it. 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. So basically, Arthur's missing his lost love and eventually does find her at the end of the movie. That's your lot right there. And the interpretation is, since he got trapped while helping to unearth a tomb, that he actually suffocated and died. Also, he's been sick throughout this entire movie, so the argument could be made that he has just been having this fever dream, and he's been slowly rotting away, and finally finding his lost love that has been dead. I mean, that's the way I interpret it, because I can't imagine he would suddenly be in this random tube, and then suddenly she's up there. Oh, wait, she's pulling on the string that they showed in the beginning of the movie. But yeah, some pretty good stuff. The character of Piero is obviously a bit of a leech. And Arthur has talents, but Arthur has his own conflicts, and Arthur has some problems that he, really needs to address. And also, there's a bit of social commentary. People just wanting to live in makeshift houses, and then the Italian police coming along and taking care of that. There was this one nice, neat little deal where they found this big old statue that the police showed up and interrupted them, but it actually wasn't the police. It was rival people that Spartaco, I believe. She sent people there and got that taken care of. There was this one, veterinary clinic / archaeological finders collection thing where this guy, they kind of looked like a bit of a older version of the blonde-haired guy from Die Hard, the one that, now I have a gun, ho, 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 or a machine gun, ho, ho, ho. That guy. The guy with the blonde hair. Other than that, this is a pretty good movie. There's stuff left open to interpretation and stuff that you really should watch for yourself. And it's hard to really get too much into spoilers, but the overriding thing is the fact that these two lovers finally found each other, and Arthur maybe found peace, but he couldn't just find it in this life. So that's what I got from it. But again, Carol was really good as Italian. Again, fucking gorgeous. Good Christ. And there was an actress that played the character of Melody. I liked her. I want to check out more stuff. She was in Lou Roy's something. Name's escaping me right now. I wrote down some of these names and realized I couldn't pronounce half of them. But pretty good stuff overall. I'm going to say B+. B+ because there's still a few things that don't quite work, but this really does work for the most part. And had it not been for Josh O'Connor being absolutely tremendous in it, I probably would have knocked it down about a grade. Because as good as some of the other characters are and the actors are, it does end up kind of, being that dreamlike thing where it works, but there are things that kind of, keep it from being an A to me. But I see totally why a lot of people do like it. I really liked it, maybe just not as much as everybody else. Agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.